Whether you're a creator on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or any other platform, we're pretty much all here trying to achieve the same goal. Reach an audience, grow an audience, and monetize your platform. And the very first step that most people will tell you to take on that journey is to figure out your niche. The main problem there is that most creators and most people in general have multiple passions, multiple interests, multiple things they want to talk about and share with their audience, and don't necessarily want to spend all of eternity talking about one thing and one thing only. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing a brand new approach to niching down in 2023 when you have multiple passions, multiple interests, and things you want to talk about. The very first step in figuring out what niche you want to pursue in social media is to realize that your niche is you. Your viewers and your potential subscribers, they are not subscribing to a topic, they are not subscribing to a category, they are going to be following you and your content and the experience they get out of watching your content. Just think back to any time you've watched a video off of your recommended page, or if you've searched for something on YouTube and watched a few of the videos that came up in the results. What was it exactly that made you want to subscribe to that person after watching that video? You are going to begin to convert viewers into subscribers when you are reaching people who resonate with the content you're creating, when they feel seen and they relate to you and your content, and just generally when they're watching your videos and just don't want to miss another upload from you because they're just in love with your vibe and the vibe of your content. And I assure you, you are not going to accomplish that solely by saying that you make fashion content or you're in the fitness niche. You are going to do that and accomplish that by reaching an audience of people who think very similarly to the way you do, people who have the same interests as you do, people who are working towards the same goals you are, people who lead very similar lifestyles as you do, and when you are creating the content that they gravitate towards and they're searching for on YouTube. Also remember, when it comes to YouTube's algorithm, YouTube is not just going to begin to push out your videos because you've uploaded 100 videos on the same topic. The algorithm is going to decide to either push out your video or drop your video depending on whether or not the content of each individual one of your videos is satisfying the audience. No matter what it is you're creating on your channel, no matter who it is you're reaching with your videos, not every single one of your videos is going to be a banger. Some videos are going to take off, some of them are going to take a gigantic nosedive, so you may as well be creating whatever it is you are passionate about, whatever it is you love to talk about and share with people, so that if you spend all that time working on a video that doesn't perform well, it's not time wasted because you genuinely enjoyed making that content. But then how broad is too broad? When do you begin to reach the point where you're discussing too many different topics on your channel and nobody's really able to look at your channel and figure out what your channel is here to actually do? Bringing us to the second step of how to turn yourself into a niche when you are a multi-passionate individual, which is to give it a little bit of structure. And for this, I am once again giving all credit to my friend Tess Barclay, who first came up with this concept. This is a concept I've been adopting for a little while since I first saw her talking about this, and it has absolutely changed my life, so I'm here to share it with you guys in this video. Essentially, what it is you want to do is create a mind map of your interests, your passions, everything that makes you who you are. My absolute favorite way of doing this is to go on to Canva and search up for mind map templates, and you'll find so many different templates you can use. Then what you want to do is essentially put yourself at the center of your mind map, whether it's a picture of you or just your name in the middle, and then in every single little bubble around that mind map, you want to fill it in with your passions, your interests, things you like to do on the weekend, things you like to talk about. Heck, even something as simple as your go-to order from Starbucks. Absolutely everything from what it is you do as a full-time job and to make a living, to whatever it is you like to do on weekends with your girlfriends. Then once you have fully filled out your entire mind map, then every single one of those little bubbles you have just filled in, those are all going to come together to form one unique brand and niche that is going to represent what it is you're sharing on your social media. So Tess, for example, actually made an entire TikTok where she shared her mind map for her branding, versus this is the one that I created, which is my branding for my content in 2023. At first, as you are putting together your mind map, filling in all these bubbles with your interests, your passions, and all these different things, it may seem like there's just way too much information here and way too much to make it all come together for one branding. But that is honestly the beauty of it, is that you don't have to pick only one passion, only one interest, and only one thing about who you are to make content about. Because when all these different different things come together to create your unique branding and your unique niche. When you actually begin to start making content sharing these passions and these interests, you are going to begin to attract an audience of people who share the same passions and interests as you do, and growing a community of like-minded people. Kind of like having a coffee date with your best friend when you talk about XYZ. Or if you're attending some kind of a convention for fans of one thing or another. That is the real secret to how YouTube's algorithm works. When you begin to share your passions and your interests with people on YouTube, YouTube is going to put your videos in front of people who also have those same passions, and that is when you're truly going to begin to grow a community on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. Now, to give you guys a couple of real examples that are already sort of working on YouTube, I'm going to share with you a few channels I absolutely adore that I think are sort of subconsciously already using this model. One channel I have absolutely adored for the longest time is Michelle B. She makes all kinds of videos and content about intentional living and productivity and life organization and a few other things that could each individually very easily stand as their own niches. However, her unique branding as Michelle B is all of these different things coming together to form her unique branding and what it is she's known for. So over time, she has grown a community of like-minded people who all have a passion and interest in those things, who all have similar goals as she does, and who continuously consume her content. Then for a second example, another channel I have recently landed on that I adore is Zoe Pritchard. Outwardly, her channel could definitely look like just one more lifestyle channel on YouTube. However, looking at her channel and her content as a whole, there are very consistent themes of personal finance, very unfiltered work vlogs, as well as just overall living in Montreal. So naturally, she's going to be growing a community of people who are also very interested in personal finance, other people who either live in Montreal or are interested in Montreal lifestyle, and again, just people who overall have the same interests and passions as she does. And then for a third of many other examples I could give you guys, one channel I've actually discussed before on this channel is Lauren Doan. However, interestingly enough, since I first uploaded my last video about her channel and how her channel has grown, her content has actually done a full 180 because since then she has graduated college, she has gotten married, and now she's expecting a baby with her husband. So even though she's just one more vlogger on YouTube and she uploads a whole mix of different content, her branding is her brand new life as a newlywed who is also expecting a new baby and who is also a full-time YouTuber. So even as a vlogger who is uploading different types of content, she still has a very consistent branding so that whenever somebody new lands on her channel and looks over her videos, there are very consistent and clear to see themes. Her viewers and potential subscribers know exactly what content it is they are signing up for. So those are just a few of many possible examples of channels that have multiple interests and passions that come together to form a unique branding. Every single one of those channels and so many others across YouTube are going to be attracting viewers and potential subscribers who share the same interests as they do, who are going through the same phases of life as they are, and who are generally interested in the exact same things. So now, once you have created your mind map, once you have a better understanding of what your branding is going to be, you are now a little bit more clear on how all of that is going to come together. Now it's time to do a little bit of market research and analysis. Once you have a better understanding of exactly who your potential audience is going to consist of, what their goals are going to be, and more specifically exactly what it is you're going to be sharing with them, then you want to sort of figure out a plan of action to actually reach them with your content. For me, my personal favorite way of doing this is using a tool called vidIQ. No, I am not sponsored, I just love this tool. So I will open up vidIQ on my YouTube channel, then go over into their keyword tool, and this is where I do a little bit of research into what are more specific things that my target audience is searching for. If, for example, I do a broad search for make money online, it's going to give me a long list of specific things people are searching for on YouTube that relates to how to make money online, so that I can go through that entire list and sort of take notes on which of these ideas that are coming up actually align with my branding and my content that I could consider making videos about. Then I just repeat that same process for all of the different branches, so to speak, of my mind map to come up with endless amounts of video ideas. There are, of course, many other ways of doing this outside of just that one tool. You could also go into the analytics of your YouTube studio over into the audience tab, and over there you will actually see specific analytics of channels and videos that your audience is watching on YouTube, which will give you a pretty good idea of certain topics and ideas and things that your audience is interested in that could potentially get you some more views and traction if you made videos on those same topics. Also, there are a number of different questions you could also ask yourself to come up with some video ideas. For example, you could ask yourself, what are some softwares or products or services or brands that you are currently loving that have changed your life in some way, shape, or form that you think your audience could also benefit from hearing about and learning about. If there is some kind of a struggle that you've been dealing with lately that you recently overcame, it might actually be to your audience's benefit to hear you talking about that struggle and exactly how you overcame it. Because I can guarantee you, if you have an audience of people who are subscribed to you, going through the same journey as you, who have the same passions as you or interests as you, if there is a current struggle you're going through that you have recently overcome, I promise you at least one or two people in your community have the same struggle. And there's absolutely no factor stronger than relatability that will get you views and connections on YouTube. Pretty much just any content you can possibly come up with about things that have had an impact on you, it's probably going to also have an impact on your audience. So those are just a few different ways of coming up with video and content ideas once you have finally nailed down and figured out your branding. So yeah, that is everything I had to share with you guys about how to find your niche in 2023 if you have way too many passions and interests. Hopefully you guys found this video insightful and helpful. Hopefully this helps you if you have been struggling with this issue. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. Love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!